Good afternoon, world. It is moments past noon here in Waxahachie, Texas, on April 2nd. Did you get through April Fools without any issue?
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay, we'll
My
get to that. We'll get to that.
welcome. This is Sammy's last day, by the way.
Deep in the heart of the Lone Star. Oh, don't do it to your dad. That's biting the hand that feeds you. Deep in the heart of the Lone Star State. Today, today is episode number 132 of the greatness of Grit and Good News. We're broadcasting from our studios in downtown Waxahachie in the shadows of the Ellis County Courthouse. And I am your co host, Jeff Lynch. Sam at the board. And I never really give him enough credit at the board and making timely comments as needed and wanted. And we don't regulate when he talks, just in
Yeah.
case you wanted to know that. And to my right, resplendent in his Syracuse Orangeman orange with his orange stripes, with his tiger logo, is my friend and buddy,
Thank you,
Scott
bud.
Brooks.
Welcome everybody. Sammy does do a lot of work for us, and he handles all our videos, everything that you observe. So we do appreciate that. Although he was trying to be really cute yesterday.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah. So, but welcome to our show. We do this show every Tuesday and Thursday, noon to 1 o'clock. We also provide a boatload, a shipload of content on our Substack brand, and you can go to substack.com. Very simple. Search Grit and Good News. You'll see our logo pop up, and you'll have the opportunity to subscribe for $5 a month. You get a lot of stuff that you don't get here.
Annual discount,
In
$54.
addition, yeah, and you'll just somebody asked me that the other day, and they did it. So we'd love for you to join us if you haven't already. But Sammy tries to be Mr. April Fool's cool on the coolest dad on the planet, and that doesn't work. So I come to my office. Sammy gets here before I do. I open
Always.
the door. First of all, well, I open the door and there's a wire hanging down. Like, what is a wire hanging down from? Who's been in here? What? And I'm not in April Fool's mode at the time. So I'm wondering what is going on. And I look up and it's taped up to my door frame. I'm thinking, oh,
We
well,
meant for it to hit you in the forehead.
well, it didn't. So
Now he's
yeah,
putting it on Kennedy.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And so then I look over to my left and I've got a cardboard size thing of both Nick Saban and Donald Trump. And Trump's gone missing. He's behind my door. And then I sit down. Oh, what else? What else did you do?
Your
No, I
mouse.
know. So I'm trying to use my mouse. This is the one he did get me on, but trying to use my mouse to open my computer and all that stuff. And the stupid mouse wouldn't work. I was trying. It was moving barely, and I'm thinking this battery's dead. And so I'm yelling out of my office, Kennedy, I need some batteries and blah 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 blah. And all the while he's nowhere near me because he knows I'll figure it out. I'll see that cat swallowed the canary grin. And so I'm turning the thing over, I'm checking the mouse over, I'm checking my batteries, and I noticed a piece of tape there, but it didn't dawn on me. I just thought that's what, I didn't really pay much attention to it. So I go back to trying to I'm getting frustrated because it won't move. And then I hear Sammy's little girl laugh like you're hearing in the background now and realize he comes over because he's so proud of himself. And
It's kind of a Kamala chuckle,
yeah,
really.
it is. He peels off the tape and he got me on that one.
I got him
But
good.
the rest didn't
I
work. Oh, at one
I
point he was talking to me and he's over if I'm looking at my computer, I can't see behind me, which is where my chairs are in my office, and he's putting his phone up on record. I don't know what you thought you were gonna do.
Kennedy gave you a stack of papers, and in between each of the papers was Nick Saban. So I wanted to get your reaction.
Oh, so yeah, that's the other thing it is. It was an announcement that Nick Saban, the greatest coach ever at Bama, is going to Auburn,
Coming
our
out of
rival.
retirement.
Yeah, and I
Is,
thought,
is
yeah,
that
no,
no,
that's April Fool's
no?
joke if there ever was one. So I give Sammy on a scale of 1 to 10 with getting his dad being in a big way a 10. I'll give you a just because of the mouse. I'll
6.
give you maybe 6.5. Yeah.
I'll give my wife a 10 for doing nothing and me a 10 for doing nothing.
Yeah, I thought the city or the county had a good one. Ellis County had a good one. I don't know John Ray and his people, but they posted a notice that going forward, there's a new ordinance on taking pictures at the Bluebonnet. That it's Bluebonnet season now, and it said things like you can only change clothes once. You can only be there for all sorts of different rules, and I thought it was very good. So to the county, great job.
Last one for me. This is a basketball one. The Washington Wizards had this fan at halftime shoot a half court shot, but they blindfolded him. and he missed by probably 20 feet, but they all went crazy. And he thought he did it. And the Wizards today released a statement because everybody felt bad for that guy, and they said sorry. But
That's too
yeah,
funny. They ought to have given it, should have given it to him anyway, whatever it was. Yeah, that's good. All right, as usual, Sammy goes out into the world and finds uh, w- most of them are known athletes in the major four sports that wear the number that corresponds with our episode number, which today's 132. We use the 32. So Sammy, starting with football, number 32, obviously OJ Simpson.
oh okay, yeah,
The superstar and red
I
car.
didn't know his number.
Yeah, I remember my 12th my when I was 12 years old for Christmas, I got a USC jersey number 32 with Simpson on the back. I was so proud of that jersey, and that's back when he was like
Good, he was
Boy,
good.
everything.
boy,
Yeah,
they've had some running
What
backs
in
in
every
there.
which way.
What
Yeah,
position was he?
Running back.
running back.
Oh, okay. All right,
Superstar
so yeah,
red car.
we
Yeah.
got OJ Simpson on there. We got Tim Brown, play for the Browns.
Huh?
No,
No.
Jim Brown.
I was gonna
Sorry,
say
Jim
not
Brown.
Jim
my
Brown.
handwriting. Sorry, guys.
And
Marcus
he was
Allen,
from Syracuse.
Syracuse,
And he
which
was
is in New York, right?
Yeah.
all American in 2 sports:
Yep. Okay. Who
Baseball,
else?
basketball, baseball, football,
football.
basketball.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
know?
Big up in that part of the country. Lacrosse.
Oh,
All
okay.
American in lacrosse.
All right, we got Marcus Allen. He played for the
Yep.
Raiders. Franco Harris,
Yep.
Edgarin
Edgerrin
Jones,
James.
James,
Yeah,
Edgerrin.
played for the Colts.
play for the Colts. Jack Tatum
Yep.
for the Raiders, and then Ricky Waters, Eagles
Yeah.
running back.
Ricky Waters played for Texas. Big star, Texas.
All right, NBA.
NBA number 32 would be Magic.
Okay,
Uh, man.
you don't know?
Oh wait,
Our-
Cooper.
yeah, Cooper.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
And by the way, we could get a picture on him. You know, Sam, he keeps changing his facial hair configurations, but now he's officially got the Cooper flag.
Yeah.
Little beard,
Yeah.
tiny mustache.
Yesterday
Or
it was
the
Amish.
Heisenberg, but
Yesterday it was
my dad has
Amish. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we got Cooper Flagg,
Okay.
Magic Johnson, Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal, Julius Erving, and Blake Griffin.
Julius Erving, that was with the ABA, became number 6
Yeah,
in the
he
NBA.
wore 6, but he also wore 32 for the Nets.
Yeah.
I saw
Dr.
pictures of
J.
it.
ABA
Dr.
early on.
J.
All
okay.
right.
All right,
Baseball.
MLB.
MLB number 32.
You should know one. You should know one.
That
Both of y'all
means
should know one.
Josh Hamilton.
Yeah. Any other? Okay, we start with Sandy Koufax,
Yeah,
Dodgers pitcher. Roy,
He 1965 World Series, Dodgers, Twins, Colfax. The
heard that last name
Dodgers
before.
win it in 4. Colfax, 2 victory. Who had the other 2?
I have no idea.
Don Drysdale.
On Drysdale. All right, Roy Halladay
Okay.
for the Blue Jays. Elston Howard,
Hmm.
Yankees. Josh Hamilton, and then Fred Norman for the Reds. And then
Okay.
we go to NHL. So I'm guessing you don't have a guess.
I don't have a guess.
All right, Dale Hunter for the Capitals.
Okay.
The Pest.
Claude Lemieux.
Lemieux.
I was close. For the Canadians, we got Jonathan Quick for the Kings.
He doesn't play for the Kings anymore. He plays for either the Rangers or the Islanders.
I didn't know he was
He
still
plays for the Rangers.
Yeah.
He was drafted and he started with LA. He picked up 2 cups with LA. Vegas brought him in. He had a cup for Vegas in 23. He's the all-time leading U.S. born goalie of all time.
How's it going, Chuck? Good to see you.
Hey, bud.
We got Murray Craven for the Flyers. We got Rob Ray for the Sabres. You
Yes.
should know that one.
I do.
And then we got Steve Thomas for the Maple Leafs and Kerry Letonen for the Dallas Stars.
Lettinen.
That's all I
Okay,
got.
good.
Well,
right.
you forgot. I wanted you to struggle on this. Miroslav Satan.
Shatan. He played for the Sabres
Ooh,
too.
that the statue outside of AAC, the hockey one.
Is Mike Madonna.
And what number he wear?
9.
9. Okay.
The thing about what's interesting about Rob Ray, when I lived in Buffalo, Miroslav Shatan was up there for Buffalo. But Rob Ray is the one. The jerseys now on NHL players, you may not know this, but the jerseys are they can't be taken off. They're the way they wear them and the way they're made, they're attached
It's what's
to his
called
pants.
it's what's called a fighting stat.
Yeah,
A
so
fighter's strap.
Rob Ray would at times, I don't know if he did it every game, but put Vaseline on his body underneath his shirt. And back in those days, this was in the 90s, the shirts weren't attached to anything. So in most or many at least fights that Rob Ray got in, his shirt would come off. You would see him. He'll be out there fighting, and if your shirt's off in a hockey fight or
Oh,
any fight, you're done.
I was thinking baseball.
The
I
other
was
guy's losing.
okay.
But the reason that they put those on is it was the common thing to get a hold of the guy's jersey from the back, pull
Pull
it
it
over
over.
the head, and then the guy's helpless and you can just pummel him.
Yeah,
And that was before helmets,
but yeah,
visors.
So in the
but Rob,
NHL, they have their jerseys attached to their pants now.
yeah, they can't take them off.
Hmm.
You can't pull
There's a
them off.
strap attached inside the back, and it goes down, and you loop it
But
through your garter belt, and
but it was amazing to watch Rob Ray because getting a fight and you pull his shirt off, he's going to beat you up. He's going to beat you up anyway. All right,
let's make
lots of
this quick.
okay. Let's make it quick.
We've taken it down. As always, the magic of the 100-year calendar. I've turned April under 26, and there it is. Believe it or not, Thursday's the 2nd. It's the most incredible thing. It requires no electricity, and April shares the month with July and January's of leap years, and 2026 shares the calendar with 2015, 2009, 1998, 1987, and I'm not going to go farther back than that.
Cool. All right. We have a lot as usual to talk about. So let me start with I'm going to show you a video. On Tuesday's show, we talked about Gavin Newsom's one of the little known, I think not little known, but one of the lesser appreciated attributes that quality, successful people have, whether it be politics, sports, business, life, religion, doesn't matter, academia, is intuition. That is to understand what decisions you make today, what the result will be, not just immediate, but going forward. So when you think about Iran as an example, Trump's intuition, I think he has a lot of intuition, frankly. It's hard to capture it sometimes because of the bombast, but the idea is that Trump knows 2 months from now what the decision makes that he's making today is going to what the results are going to be. So intuition just is a critical aspect of things. And so when we talk about uh, intuition with me, I'm talking about, okay, we've got Gavin Newsom that we know is, or at least everything indicates he's going to run for president in 2028. And as we saw with in every election, we saw with Kamala Harris and we saw with Tim Walz, the spouse plays a role. In Tim Walz's case, his wife was just freaky to me. I mean, creepy, freaky. And it's like, turn the page, turn the page. It's just weird. Every bit of her was weird. And then, of course, she had, well, whatever his name was, Kamala Harris's husband, just, so they have an impact. So the intuition here says Gavin Newsom's wife is going to play a role in his campaign. And what is that going to look like? Well, nobody really knows who she is. And so we talked about her on Tuesday, and because she's becoming a little bit more active, just so you know who she is. And this is not just a one-off. This is indicative of who the woman is in all of her most every conversation I've seen, which quite a few. I wanted you to see it firsthand. This is I'm sorry, Gavin Newsom's wife, and she's talking about taking her kids somewhere so they can learn something about the people of America, and just listen to it and see if you can capture the offensive nature of it. But I wanted you to just hear it all. So it's
Can't
not that
wait.
long. Let's hear it.
Gavin Newsom's wife. I have a feeling we're going to be saying this a lot, by the way. Gavin Newsom's wife is back in the news. Some recently surfaced audio from our friends on the internet. She said they recently took a trip to red states in the South so they could teach their kids about racism and sexism and bullying, because you know that doesn't happen in blue states. It only happens in red states
Or in LA
the
at all.
South. Let's listen to Gavin's wife. Cut 14, please.
You took your 4 kids on this trip. You're here in Alabama now. Why was it important to you to take them on this trip to red states and learn about the history in our country?
That's a great question. Well, I don't think, or I know for a fact, that we don't get all of this history in our schools. And it's part of, enlivening them, building their curiosity, expanding their hearts, their empathy, so that they themselves can be the change they wish to see in the world, and recognize that, we have work to do and that we have healing to do. And so that they can be, use their voices to stand up and speak out when they see pain and suffering and bullying and racism and misogyny around them. And
You want them to see it so that they know.
I do. I'm a truth seeker. They need to know the truth.
So
This
there you have
lady,
it. I mean,
Jennifer Siebel Newsom.
we're not the only ones talking about it, obviously, although we did, I told Jeff, I may have told Sammy, but when we talked about it briefly on Tuesday, I no sooner than I get back to my office, and since then, it seems like she's popping up on all the everywhere with respect to talking heads. So I think we're pretty much all in agreement here that we're going to learn a lot about these people. But you heard what she just said. Now, without the intro by Scott Jennings, who, if you don't know who he is, he's excellent. He's the conservative on CNN, the only one, and he knows his stuff. He's very good, but uh, he sets it up. So, but if you didn't have that set up, you would hear her basically say that in fact she did want to take her kids, in this case, to Alabama so they could see what she's describing as the worst of America. I've lived in Alabama. I'm a big fan of Alabama, and some of the best people I've ever known live in Alabama. And I can assure you, I've also lived in LA, but I can assure you there is no more racism in Alabama, any part of it, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Dothan, you name it, than there is in Sacramento or Los Angeles. And it's offensive. So I think that will come back to haunt them. But you're going to see this become almost a reality show with these spouses, and she's going to be leading the pack. I don't know who he's going to choose as his potential running mate should he ever reach that level, but this one's going to be entertaining to say the least. So I wanted you to see that. While we were showing that video, Chuck provided, and I haven't checked the news, Sammy, maybe you want to call up Fox and just see, but Chuck, well, that's,
No.
huh? Is
But
that true, Chuck? No, see, just check, but I mean, it's Chuck saying it, so I'm certain it's true. Uh, it'd be a weird thing to just pop up, but Trump has replaced Pam Bondi as Attorney General and placed her with Todd Blanche as interim AG. So that's what our friend Chuck has provided to us, and we'll just.
regarding April Fools.
I don't know why that would be a weird April Fool's.
Well,
Anything
that's
there, Sam?
The most recent reports I see, well, Trump tells Pam Bondi her time is running out.
right.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm watching it.
it's hitting. So that's actual. Chuck's not going to
Yeah,
tell
and
us
it's
anything.
CNN
Yeah,
says,
it's on. Tammy says it's on right now. So, uh,
oh wow, I thought he was talking about April Fools.
no, that would be yesterday. But doesn't surprise me. I think Pam Bondi, who I happen to like, I also like Kristi Noem, but I sense some cracks in Trump's confidence in them. So Todd Blanche is tough. Be interesting to see if he takes off the interim tag. So there's some update news. Thank you both for telling us that and confirming it. So there you have it with Gavin's spouse. Uh, in Providence, Rhode Island, I want you to get a kick out of this. Um, you know how we experienced in 2020 all the nonsense regarding George Floyd and all the murals and the stupid statues and the honor, and this guy was a thug. I mean, God rest his soul. I'm not gonna intentionally just, I don't know which I don't want to,
Bash.
yeah, a guy that's passed away. I'm more so bashing those who sought to honor him, continue to honor him, because he wasn't what we would want any of our kids to be. And he isn't certainly an exemplary American that we all should try to follow. But yet everything was under the sun was done to honor the guy. So we, what, 5 years, uh, in the from then, last year, and I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but I know it was last year. If you remember, a young lady, it may have been this year, but a young lady was just getting on a train, metro in Charlotte, and a deranged guy behind her they didn't know each other for no apparent reason, stands up and on camera stabs her in the neck and kills her. And so that was in Charlotte. The mayor of Providence, Rhode Island, which I'm not sure the connection there. It may just be that Rhode Island wanted to honor her. Maybe she's lived there. She was Ukrainian for sure, but I don't know the connection between Rhode Island and the killer or the person that was killed. But nonetheless, the city of Providence or somebody in Providence, supported by Elon Musk, who paid $1 million to make this possible, put up a mural. Is putting up a mural, so it's not done yet. The mayor, however, has stopped it for he's demanded for it to be taken down for reasons that I think you might find interesting. The murder, this is what the mayor has to say. The name of the mayor is Brett Smiley. The murder, quote, the murder of the individual depicted in this mural, first of all, she was a young lady. The murder of the individual depicted in this mural was a devastating tragedy, but the misguided, isolating intent of those funding murals like the one across the county is divisive and does not represent Providence. I don't quite understand why it wouldn't represent Providence, wanting to honor a young lady that was viciously murdered. He said he continues to, quote, encourage our community to support local artists whose work brings us closer together rather than divide us. The young lady, Zarutska, that's her last name, a 23-year-old refugee who fled her country after the Russian invasion, was brutally stabbed to death in an unprovoked attack while riding the Lynx Blue Line rail in Charlotte last year. And so I don't get it. I don't get why the left wants to glorify George Floyd and others, and then wants to take down.
When he says it doesn't represent Providence, what he's really saying is it reminds people that it happened in Providence.
It didn't happen in Providence. That's the point. One of the points is it didn't happen in Providence, that there is a connection. There has to be between Providence and North Carolina because it happened in North Carolina, but Providence has an artist was commissioned to paint the mural and Elon Musk was supporting it.
I think it was about the killing in Providence.
No, the killing was in North Carolina. The mural's in Providence. So the Providence mayor said, we want that taken down. It doesn't represent our values. The values are to recognize a young lady from a country that we have sent billions and billions and billions to support in its fight against Russia. This young lady got away from that, came here, got murdered, and the people in Providence saying we want to honor her. And the mayor saying that doesn't represent our values. It's just backwards.
Did you say it's on a train car?
No, she was on a train car.
I know she was on a train.
She was she was in a metro. No, this is on a wall somewhere.
Okay.
So
I got to listen.
I just don't understand. I don't. This just add another one to what is going on in America. It is crazy. We have a lot of murals in Waxahachie, and I've never ever thought that any of them should be taken down by making up some dopey reason for why they should be taken down. And this mayor is really stretching. I think he's trying to win brownie points with the left, those in leadership on the left, and it's just sad to me.
Isn't our man McSpadden on an arts commission that's involved?
He was. Yeah.
Okay, and you have to get approved by that commission on the content.
Yeah, you have to be approved by the city council. Yeah. So there you have that. On another topic I wanted to mention to you, Jimmy Kimmel. You may have seen this in the news, but Jimmy Kimmel the other night in his monologue, which he thinks is funny. I think he's the only one that thinks it's funny. I've only seen excerpts of any monologue, but let me just share this with you. In a statement to Fox News Digital, a DHS spokesperson defended Markwayne Mullin, who's the new Secretary of Homeland Security, who once was a plumber. The DHS spokesperson defended Mullin's journey from a family plumbing business to the president's cabinet. Quote, Secretary Mullin represents the best of blue-collar America, and failed comedian Jimmy Kimmel chooses to ridicule him for it, the agency said. Kimmel mocked Mullin's qualifications during his show last week. He compared the former senator's qualifications to those of the famous Nintendo character Mario, a plumber. Quote, he's now the former senator of Oklahoma, But let's see. Before he was elected to the Senate, Mark Wayne Mullen was a low-level MMA fighter and a plumber. That's right. We have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now. It worked for Super Mario. Why not Mark Wayne? Kimmel said. So again, these ratings are plummeting, which, like I've always said about any left show, particularly the talking heads on the news side, cable news on MSNBC or CNN, their ratings have just continually precipitously fallen, yet they continue with the same approach again and again and again. It's kind of insidious. Same thing is said for a show like Kimmel. He thinks he's being funny. He keeps saying the same thing over and over again. His ratings keep falling and falling and falling, but he keeps doing the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. But be that as it may, this is Kimmel, who, I mean, money doesn't define the value of a person, never has, and it never will. And so Kimmel's just really not defaming, but bashing, as Jeff said earlier, bashing Mark Wayne Mullen, who's giving his energy and life, really his purpose, to protect America. It's quite the shame. People like Kimmel, the best thing that could happen to them is what is happening to them, and that they just decay in their own freaking skin. That's what I think. Let's see. Wouldn't it be nice to have Johnny? Oh man, Johnny Carson. You never heard anything political from Johnny Carson,
No.
Ed McMahon. Those guys were great. I like to watch clips of them. And Johnny Carson's been gone from the airwaves. I don't know when he died. It wasn't long after he retired, but he retired in 1992. And so Sammy wouldn't even know who that is. But he was a Jimmy Kimmel, a Jimmy Fallon Sammy. He was incredibly
He was the king.
funny.
He was the king of the talk
Yeah,
show.
he was so funny. But there you have it from Jimmy Kimmel. I also want to mention, we're going to be talking about Jaden Ivey, the Chicago Bulls great ball player. I mean, he was picked in the top 5 last year. Where did he play? No, in college. You don't know. Yeah, so a quality young basketball player in the NBA. We're going to talk about him in just a minute. But preceding that, I want to tell you, based on what Jaden Ivey did, which was he came out in a very public way and said he doesn't agree with the LGBTQ support from the NBA and so on and so forth. Basically, he said, I'm standing on my Christian principles, which we're all allowed to do in this country. And those that don't have any Christian principles are allowed to stand on their own ethos. And that's how LGBTQ and all this transgender crap and everything else, the freedom of speech. So this guy, as we'll examine here in a few minutes, and you'll hear from him in a video, did that, and he got waived or cut, whatever you want to call it. Well, Mike Vrabel, who is the coach now of the New England Patriots, was the coach of the Tennessee Titans, was a linebacker for the New England Patriots, a very good player and coach. And I've liked him and respected him, so much so that I don't have that bad taste with the Patriots that I've always had. But here's what he had to come out. He had a player on the Patriots who came out and supported Jaden Ivey. So this is what Mike Vrabel, a tough looking acting coach, the way coaches, he was a linebacker, grit and all that. New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel tried to walk the fine line, he said, in his place. He said is in place after. Let me read that again. New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel tried to walk the fine line he said is in place after his running back Travion Henderson seemingly defended the anti-LGBTQ comments made by ex-Chicago Bulls guard Jaden Ivey on Monday. The Bulls waived Ivey on Monday due to conduct. This is the reason. This guy, American, a player came out and said he anti-LGBTQ. So am I, in terms of it being. People can be what they want. I've got a half sister. Jeff has family members that are of that community. I love her and will do anything for her. But I don't think it should be a movement like it is, and that we all have to alter our lives to accommodate them. Jaden Ivey basically came out and said something similar. This is what the Bulls described it as being conduct detrimental to the team, following a video Ivey posted where he claimed the NBA was celebrating, quote, unrighteousness by acknowledging and embracing Pride Month. I totally agree that no league should force any player to participate in a Pride Month, or no more than I would want them to force an Allah movement or a game. They don't want. We don't want to come out with whatever the Islamic Revolutionary Guard's colors are. We don't want to come out. I mean, it sounds crazy, but sometimes you got to use the crazy to describe the crazy. But that's what Jaden Ivey was is protesting. He's saying,
Right.
I can't be made. We should not be made to have Pride Month. There have been other athletes in hockey
Right.
who've done it. Henderson of the New England Patriots tweeted a video of Ivy, which has now gone viral, and responded with a Bible verse. This is the Bible verse that he used. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That's in Matthew 5:10. Henderson used that to support Ivy, which I think is, in my opinion, which is all that it is the right approach.
Read that quote again.
Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So, but this is how Vrabel responded to it, which is what bugs me and it disappoints me. Now I get to be an anti-patriot again. Quote, I think there is a fine line. I want to tell you, I love Travion, Vrabel said. Quote, I love the person. He cares deeply about our team. He cares deeply about his faith. He cares deeply about his family, his wife, the people in our building. And so I want them to be able to express what they believe in their heart and in their mind, but also want to make sure that they're educated, and we want to be inclusive. Everything we want to do is to provide an environment for people to want to feel comfortable, but also share their personal beliefs. And then also we represent the team and we represent the organization. Is that, I mean, for me, that's all, I mean, that is what the Bulls should have done. I mean, it sounds a little soft and wimpy to me, like come over here and lay your head on daddy's shoulder. You'll be okay. But the Bulls didn't do that. The Bulls looked at Jaden Ivey and said, no, 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 dude, you can't be doing that. That's conduct detrimental to the team. Vrabel is trying to walk the fine line, which you know what happens when you walk the middle of the road, you get run over. Vrabel is being soft and weak in terms of this, in my opinion. If I were in Vrabel's shoes, I'm not. And there are reasons why I'm not, but I'm supporting Jaden Ivey. I'm supporting Travion Henderson. If Travion Henderson had a different approach, I'm supporting the idea that he can say it and not call it conduct detrimental to the team.
And conduct detrimental to the team. The thing with Jaden Ivey, he was traded this trade deadline from the Pistons to the Bulls. Shortly after he got to the Bulls, he re-injured or tweaked or did something to his hurt knee and was ruled out for the season. So he hasn't even been with the team, and I don't even know how long he's been rehabbing. And they come out and say it's detrimental to the team.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't make
laughable.
sense. Yeah,
It's laughable.
Scott, the comments you made at the beginning, I thought were your most insightful comments I've ever heard from you on LGBTQ. Okay, and as you said, I have even way far more members of that group in my family than you, and I maintain, and I've always maintained, well, that what you do in the bedroom is private, and it shouldn't be anybody else's business. And the fact that you want to make it everybody's business, I think, is the problem with the movement.
Yeah.
And as for Christ, and as for the Bible, who were we talking about the other day that was, our dingbat guy going for Tellerico,
Yeah.
in his interpretations of
Yeah.
things. I defy you to show me anything that Christ ever said that was detrimental to people's sexual conduct. Nobody even called anybody by any of those terms back then, but it was a non-factor. It was all about love, and it was never ever about putting those people down in any fashion, because frankly, it's a private thing.
Well, it really, Jesus treated people with love and kindness. He didn't mind, as I just wrote in my final 15 part to the Warplomat series that I've written. Jesus was the ultimate Warplomat, meaning he knew when to be a warrior in his mission purpose, and he knew when to be a diplomat. We call them different things about Jesus, but that's the essence of it. Jesus knew when to be tough. He knew when to be compassionate and loving and good and kind. He was always good, but provide goodness. And most of those scenarios were with those who had committed public sins, that the thief on the cross, the woman at the well, and there are countless other examples where Jesus said, essentially sin and go and sin no more. It's not so much I'm focused on my own life and living the way I should, as close to Jesus' way as possible. I fail constantly. And so I'm not here to sit around and judge other people's behaviors or life. But what I am here to say is that United States of America should not be controlled in any way, or the narrative, by these groups. It's just not acceptable. And so because they set themselves up. So if you and I start this thing, we think you ought to only eat, I'm gonna be really stupid here, white gravy with chicken fried steak. And we start a movement that says that's the only way you're allowed to eat. We're gonna create ourselves on a platform, put ourselves on a platform, create a movement. We're gonna get shot at. Just the way it works. So these people with LGBTQ, and for God's sake, the Chicago Bulls, there's probably more marijuana and drug abuse going on there, and who knows in an organization like that, trying to be all virtuous by saying don't say anything bad about the LGBTQ. Well, why not? If you believe it, they set themselves up for it. We have to alter our life to accommodate them enough. And that's just what Jaden Ivey's doing.
And it's not like they just said, "Okay, Jaden, bye. Have a great." It costs money
Yeah.
to waive somebody, especially it costs like $15 million to waive him.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, they got to honor contracts. They got to,
yeah.
other things. Chuck
Yeah.
says, it's coming from an organization where the owner was doing absolutely. I mean, it's absurd. And I want to get to our ABS, some fun with baseball. But Sammy, do you have Jaden Ivey? I want to play you this. You may not even know who Jaden Ivey is. Sounds like, looks like, yeah. But I want you to see Jaden Ivey sharing what he had to say about this in one of the interviews. This is Ben Shapiro who was talking about it. Yeah.
And Jaden Ivey got himself in trouble because he posted on Instagram a video talking about NBA's Pride Month. He is a converted, newly religious Christian.
Pride Month and the NBA, they proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month, to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it.
So that seems like fairly traditional Christian belief, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's more to that story than what he said. Yeah. So, but I wanted you to get a sense of who the guy is and what he's basically incredulous that he's like shocked, and I don't blame him that he would be waived, cut from a team because he's expressing his moral values. He's not hurting anybody. Now there may be closet gays on the Chicago Bulls that we don't know about, or they may have family members like we do. But I have a family member who's gay, and that doesn't offend me. If he came out in support of gays, that wouldn't offend me. That's his right. Look, if I said at the Sun or at Grit and Good News, next month we are going to, it's going to be vegan month, and we all can only eat vegan food, and we have to wear shirts that represent our support for veganism. You guys would laugh me out of here. And if I said at the Sun, you got to do the same thing on another, people would laugh. What if I said, what if any organization that we know of said, next month it's Pride Month, and you all got to wear, we're going to decorate our offices. What if the school district did that? What if CNB Bank did that? What if the Sun did that? And you all have to wear this clothing, and we all have to adhere to support for LGBT. we'd be laughed at. Our employees would say, "No way! I can't even fathom asking or telling somebody to do that."
Let's just let people live their lives.
Yeah. So if you the point of it is, by example, we could live. I certainly could live a much calmer, peaceful life if I just stop what I do for a living. If I stopped sharing my opinions and my views, it's just my opinion and my view. All these people that get uptight and get their butt up on the dashboard, as Memo used to say, because it's something I've written, need to remember and stop forgetting. It's just my opinion. I'm not telling you what yours should be. I'm telling you what mine is and why I have the opinion. I could live a whole lot calmer life and play a lot of golf
And,
if I just stop. But I can't stop. Where there may not be that big of a void, but there will be a void because someone like Jaden Ivey is standing up for what he believes.
Scott, the best thing about the negative comments you get about things you write is that people have the chance to give their own opinion too. And
Yeah, and I'm with.
and you've given them that forum by having that platform for them.
Yeah.
And you've given them fodder for their feeling by saying what you say.
Yeah, I mean, and so the LGBTQ has put themselves on a pedestal in the shots that they take, whether they're deserved or whether they're not. It's a freedom in this country that we get to speak it. And just like in my case, our case, we share our opinions. We set ourselves up. So if you don't want to be shot at, figuratively speaking, then don't make yourself an item. Don't make yourself a target. Sam, are you going to say something?
Yeah, I kind of just want to give the full perspective out there with Jaden Ivey because he was a top 5 draft pick and then got traded. He before this all happened, he's had some moments like in an interview, he said that the old me is dead, that I'm depressed,
Yeah.
and then reports have came out that he would ask while he was still with the Bulls, he would ask reporters before questions every reporter if they had fornicated before marriage.
Mhm.
And right now he's going on rants, about 2-hour Instagram video rants, posting multiple videos a day. While I agree with what he's saying, I think there's something more going
There's
on.
something. He's got some mental issues, but I don't. And so I would agree. We have to put that into context. But in this case, what he did was not. The Chicago Bulls can come in last place for the rest of NBA life, and I'll be just fine. Same with the Patriots. Chuck says, "Oh, Tammy and Chuck." Tammy says, "Brown gravy does not go on chicken fried." Amen, sister. And Chuck says, "Don't make a rule against white gravy on chicken."
And we've gobbled up enough minutes on this issue.
Yeah,
Can I
there you
get a
go.
couple quick little tarnations in?
Yes,
How about a fun one?
Let's get to. Yeah, I'm going to get to ABS.
We've been complaining, Rita and I, that we know that our hummingbird feeders are out of juice, and we hadn't had one all year, and all of a sudden it shows up this morning, and we went madly scrambling around to take them down and put it up. I changed my workstation from the office to the dining room table so I could see them, and they haven't been back. But guys, we got the juice out there for you. Number 2, did we glaze over this whole Gordon Sheridan deal in Chicago, that gal that was shot in the park? I don't think we gave it enough due.
We haven't, but that's probably a segment. I haven't. I mean, it's another example.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. The Illinois alderman from that area, Maria Hayden, said, I think Gordon Sheridan was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And then she got a lot of heat on it, and she came back with, you know, I realized that my comments landed wrong with some people. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Quickly, also, we will still have today in history, but
Yeah.
they reshuffled a lot of the paper with the variety in other places.
You're talking about the Dallas Morning News.
Yeah, largely so they could make a larger horoscope section. Scott, Sam, how do you feel about horoscopes? Do you take any credibility to them?
I have no idea what that is.
It's the moon, stars, all that nonsense about where you're a Gemini. No, you're not a Gemini.
Are you a Gemini,
No.
Aries, or anything?
I'm a lion.
Leo.
A Leo.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a
I am too.
telescope.
So
No,
so they
horoscope.
there's a whole industry of telling people what will happen with their lives because of it. And you read all these. I don't really have time to do it justice, but basically you can look at any given one and say, well, that applies to me, or that applies to me, and then they've got this, at least in this new horoscope in the paper, they got this star rating system. Like the first time it came out, they were all 2 and 3 stars, and now we got 3 and 4 stars. And I'm going like, oh, so that's the one that's really important because it's 4 stars. It's hard. It's hard for me to take
Yeah, I
that.
mean, people get into horoscopes. I mean, to each his own. I've never. I mean, I know I'm a Gemini, and my wife's a Gemini.
I like mine because I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
I'm a lion.
Well, today you have to have a strong urge to speak to someone. You need to be heard. Your challenge, of course, is to find somebody who will take a moment to genuinely listen to you tonight in earnest conversation.
There you go, Sam.
Okay, now Sam, that really applies
It
to you
is
Oh, yeah.
today.
focus.
Not every day of the year, but it applies to you today.
Today.
All right. So ABS, we're gonna close the show until we get we'll
What does
close
it
the show with
stand
our regular stuff. Automated,
Batting,
automated.
balls and strikes.
Yeah.
No, that's not it either.
I think
Let's
it's automated balls
see.
and strikes.
ABS.
You can keep talking. I can look it up.
I'm
Yeah,
with you,
look it
Sam.
up. But ABS is the new system in baseball. This is in the context of a league, just like in a company, in a marriage, in a church, in a school, in a little league baseball, whatever. It's about making ourselves what? What is it?
Automated ball strike system.
Okay. So
Thank you.
it's about being better, being more compelling, being more provocative in a healthy way, not doing something stupid, so that people will like a train wreck. But these leagues, some of them are better than others. But I appreciate what baseball is doing with these rules because it makes the game better, makes the game more attractive. It was only a few shows ago where a test in our BS, facts or BS, was only 18 minutes of a 2.5 hour baseball game. Only 18 minutes of it are pure action. Pure
Right.
action. 18 minutes. So obviously, people that don't have that kind of attention span or that kind of interest level aren't going to watch it. So what does baseball do? They say, well, we got to make the game more compelling without changing the essence of the game. And so it has. It's got a new pitch clock. Yeah, it's got a new pitch. It got rid of the DH in the American League. I mean, I'm sorry. It incorporated the DH in the American League or National League. I can't remember which one had it, but now both leagues have it, the American and the National. So designated hitter, because one of those didn't have it.
And that the
Um,
National still doesn't. But during
no,
the
they both have a designated hitter now, both leagues,
they both
all
doing
of
it?
baseball. Yeah.
Okay.
So no pitchers ever bat. They can focus on pitching. It was a waste of time and energy anyway, in my opinion. Uh, and so then you have football doing its thing. You have basketball trying to do its thing. I think basketball has the biggest challenge, but baseball says we're gonna make this more exciting. And so it extended the size of the bases so that plays will be more ostensibly would be more exciting to watch and questionable, say, for out. You can only throw over 2 or 3 times to try to get a guy picked off. Yeah, National League didn't have it. So now the baseball MLB says, okay, we have the system by which you can contest rule plays and you can go to replay, so on and so forth. So now it has a system called ABS where you can the batter, the catcher, or the pitcher. Those are the only 3, and they have to do it within 2 seconds of the pitch being made. Can tap the top of their helmet, or hat if they believe the pitch was not what the umpire called it to be. All right. So now we have umpires on the hook for being accurate. And for so long, umpires, particularly behind the plate, have been able to do whatever they want and act a fool if they want to. They're not going to, no call's ever been changed because a coach came out and argued in terms of a ball or a strike. You get thrown out if you argue a ball or strike, blah, blah, blah. So now these umps have to, they have really stake in their performance. Let me show you 2 videos. Okay, so this is an umpire who I've just described, cocky, for a long time been rated one of the worst, but they keep them because one, they're in a union. Number 2, he gets away with it. So his strike zone's all over the place, and these players can't stand it. Neither can the batter or the pitcher or the catcher, anybody. So this is CB Buckner now with the ABS rule, which again says within 2 seconds of a pitch, if you believe the called strike was a ball or the called ball was a strike, the batter, pitcher, or catcher taps the top of their head, and the umpire has to go to a ruling, a replay that you get to see on the screen of where the ball actually was. This is CB Buckner now that this is in play. This is how this happened the other day.
Got him looking, challenge, immediate tap of the helmet. The Reds runners all hold.
Batter's challenging the pitch.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. That's out of the zone.
Sammy, hit pause real quick. So so it was a win in favor of the batter. Yeah. Yeah. So CB does all that histrionics and acting cool and trying to call a guy out and strike. So so this is the same batter, what you're about to see, the continuant. This is the next pitch. Watch CB Buckner's body language when the batter taps top of his head. Go ahead, Sam.
ABS could be a lot of fun, Lark.
It's amazing how minuscule the misses are, but these guys just know it. Great feel for that strike zone.
It was called strike 3, end of inning. Now the 2-2. Called strike 3, tap the helmet again. He says it's off the plate away.
Batter's challenging the pitch.
Here we go.
Okay, so I want to show you one more, but did you see Buckner? He threw his arms down in disgust, like, "Come on, dude, you're going to test me again?" And he did. He won it again. The thing about it, I texted my buddy Maury yesterday saying the Yankees had 5 pitches, because if the batter, catcher, or pitcher is right, then they keep that challenge. They get 2 a game. If they're wrong, they lose that challenge. So yesterday, the Yankees had 5. I think it was 5 replays, and they were right every single time. And I texted Mo and said, "Man, the Yankees know their strike zone,
and they've got that set up right. That if you're calling them and it's legit, you don't lose them. That's beautiful."
So that Sammy does not play the second one. I don't have time. So there you have what the ABS looks like.
I will say that I don't know that player, but he got struck out once, tapped his helmet, got it reversed, struck out twice, tapped his helmet, got it reversed. The next pitch, ground out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
he's protecting his, he knows CB Buckner's bad, and they know when a ball is a ball and a strike. Listen to this. I thought this is a cool little analysis for those of you that like cool little analysis. Fans love it. You heard the cheering, and if I go to a game, I don't care what it's just exciting, particularly if it's my team that gets the benefit. But it's exciting. The best challenge is the best challenger, or maybe the best challenge, it says here, is Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners. Worst challenge, so this is in a game where it was really in the Seattle case, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was evidently a pitch that was so close that Cal Raleigh got it right. Just shows how much he knows his own. Worst challenge was Matt Wallner, and that's a guy who the pitch was 4.3 inches inside the strike zone, meaning it was right over the plate, and the guy called it because it was 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, and he was about to be out. The most challenging team, Minnesota Twins. The most challenging player, Mike Trout. The most trustworthy of the 3 pitchers, catchers, or batters, most trustworthy catchers. Let's see, most popular count when it's a 2-2 count. Yeah, no, 2-2 count. And then you have, let me get this here. You have favorite inning in which to challenge, 6th inning. Best pitch to challenge, the 4-seam fastball. And the surest challenger in all of baseball, 2 or 3 weeks into it, is Randy Arozarena for the Seattle Mariners. So there you have it. More about ABS than you ever wanted to know, but I think it's awesome. I do. And one last thing I'll say about sports. I think the NFL should say to every team, If your kickoff goes between the uprights, you get 1 point. Imagine the excitement for kickoffs. Imagine being down 1 and you got all this stuff you have to do to try to win, and your kicker can kick it through the uprights. 1, that's not easy, and number 2, it requires a lot of skill. So there you have it. All right, what do we got home?
We're going to do our second portion of Bob Dylan's Murder Most Foul, 164 lines, 82 rhyming couplets, and we're going to pick off where we left off before with "Hush, little children, you'll understand. The Beatles are coming. They're going to hold your hand. Slide down the banister, get your coat, ferry across the Mersey, and go for the throat. There's the 3 bums, all dressed in rags. Pick up the pieces and lower the flags. I'm going to Woodstock. It's the Aquarian Age. It's over to the Altamont and sit near the stage. Put your head out the window. Let the good times roll. There's a party going on beside the grassy knoll. Stack up the bricks. Pour the cement. Don't say Dallas don't love you, Mr. President. Put your foot in the tank and let's step on the gas. Try to make it to the triple underpass. Black-faced singer, white-faced clown. Better not show your face after the sun goes down. Up in the red light district, they got a cop on the beat, living in a nightmare on Elm Street. When you're down in Deep Ellum, put your money in your shoe. Don't ask what your country can do for you. Cash on the barrelhead, money to burn. Dealey Plaza, make a left turn. I'm going to the crossroads, gonna flag a ride. The place where faith, hope, and charity died. Shoot him while he runs, boys. Shoot him while you can. See if you can shoot the invisible man. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Uncle Sam. Frankly, Miss Scarlett, I don't give a damn. What is the truth and where did it go? Ask Oswald and Ruby. They ought to know. Shut your mouth, said a wise owl. Business and business. It's a murder most foul.
Very good. Yeah, Tammy, I'm telling you, if you really think about it in football, through the uprights would be awesome.
Today
Great
in
extension of the poem.
history,
All right, let's do it fast.
Congress passed the Coinage Act, which authorized establishment of the U.S. Mint.
1779.
1880.
1792.
Oh,
Confederate President Jefferson Davis and most of his cabinet fled the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia, after Union troops broke through the Confederate lines in the Third Battle of Petersburg.
1840.
1864.
1865.
Oh.
President Woodrow Wilson asked Congress to declare war against Germany, saying, "The world must be made safe for democracy." Congress declared war 4 days later. We're talking about World War I,
1866.
1920.
1917.
Wait,
Argentine troops seized the disputed Falkland Islands from the United Kingdom, sparking the Falklands War. Down there at the tip of Argentina, there were islands.
1944.
1954.
1982.
Ooh.
Mob boss John Gotti was convicted in New York of murder and racketeering. He was later sentenced to life in prison without parole. Gotti died in prison in 2002, but when was he convicted of murder?
93.
94.
92. Good thinking, Sam. In his, you too, sir. In his first case of climate change, the U.S. Supreme Court in Massachusetts versus Environmental Protection Agency ruled 5-4 that carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases were air pollutants under the Clean Air Act.
2009.
2013.
2007. Sam Strong in his own life.
Yep.
A gunman killed 7 people in Oikos University, a Christian school in Oakland, California.
What school?
Oikos, Oikos University.
2021.
2017.
12.
Oh, wow.
A soldier opened fire on fellow service members at Fort Hood in Texas, killing 3 people and wounding 16 others before taking his own life. That was the famous Luby's shooting, I believe, wasn't that?
No, this was at Fort Hood, right?
Yeah.
No, that was on a base. That would have been
that was on the base. That's right.
That would have been 2018.
16.
14.
Is that it?
That's it.
We didn't even get above
6 and
15.
2. All right.
Jeez.
Real quickly, we have Scarborough Fair tickets for you. If you would like them, just take down this name and this number. You can call and we will send them to you. They're all electronic this year, and we'd love to be able to give you some for you and your family or friends. Simply call Kennedy at the Sun, 972-316-7707. Kennedy at 972-316-7707, and we can give you some Scarborough Fair tickets. We are sponsored by our great friends at HoosiersCustomMeats.com. Sammy has them about to have them on the screen. They are in Italy, Texas, family-owned, operated, great beef, great food, all farm and ranch raised. So Hoosier Custom Meats, HoosierCustomMeats.com. And I got those two things. Let me close with this. Are you ready, boys? And I got to mark down. Y'all are tied. For the ones I've been keeping track of, y'all are tied 2-2.
Okay.
All right. The average weight, true or false? The average weight of a cloud in the sky is 1.1 million pounds.
I'm writing my answer down so I don't change it. I'll let you go first.
Capital N-O.
True.
Although they are light and fluffy and float high in the air, clouds are actually extremely heavy. People sometimes forget that they are actually made up of water vapor, and water has quite a bit of heft to it. So the average weight of a cloud, 1.1 million pounds. But
3-2, baby. 3-2.
Those are the big ones, baby.
you're
Those
not
are the
going to get
big
that
ones.
anywhere else. So thank you for being with us. We will be back next Tuesday at noontime. Thank you for being here. We so value your support and your participation.
And we have been remiss in not mentioning that this Sunday is Easter Sunday. Good Friday's tomorrow. Holy Thursday's today. Celebrate however you wish. I hope it's with family. I hope it's with dyed eggs. Have a good day. And put a smile on somebody's face today. Boom.